Tanya Wallace, who said that at a 2018 party, she saw minors, this is a Diddy party, minors dressed up, she said, like Harajuku Barbies, red lipstick, looking real sexy. Diddy's lawyer said she has no credibility. Her claims about free costs of minors are completely and categorically false. But it comes at the time when a lot of other people have come forward to also suggest that minors were involved in these parties.
Yeah, prosecutors have a huge advantage over Sean Combs in this case and his lawyers because there are so many civil lawsuits pending now against him. Prosecutors, that's a mine of evidence for them to use. They can go to all those lawyers. They can sift through whatever documents or videos or text messaging they have.
Can they? Okay, that's it. Okay, let me stop you there. I'm very interested by that. I didn't know that. So if they're waging a criminal prosecution, do they have unlimited powers to go to all the civil actions and get all that discovered evidence?
Yes, it would be by request, but if the government has cause to believe that some of the civil actions, that there's evidence in there that they need for their case, they can subpoena that. They can also subpoena celebrities as witnesses in this case if they're watching videos and there are celebrities in there and they feel that their testimony is relevant, they can do that. So the government's going to be very interested in looking at all the evidence in those civil cases, in addition to the evidence that the government already has. Now, when I say evidence, obviously it has to be tried in court, but don't forget, the FBI raided both of his homes in Los Angeles and Miami and seized all kinds of alleged evidence, which they named in the indictment, which was allegedly rifles with serial numbers that were etched out. And I think you might have heard about 1,000 tubes of lubrication that they alleged were used at the freak-off parties. There's all kinds of damning alleged evidence that the government already has, but there's so much out there with all these lawsuits and additional allegations against him that it's just a free-for-all of evidence that could be brought in.
It reminds me, Officer Taylor, it reminds me a bit of Harvey Weinstein, where he was deemed too big to fall in Hollywood. One of the biggest beasts in Hollywood in every sense, turned out. But he was a guy, he won more Oscars for his company than I think any other person in Hollywood history and so on. He seemed untouchable until he wasn't. And now he's never coming out of prison, quite likely. I'm getting that same kind of feeling about P. Diddy, that we may actually never see him come out of prison. This might be it.